Hang on.
Are we live?
We are.
We're on.
I believe we are. I think we're live. Gosh, we're not very good at this, are we?
We've done this for how many weeks, yet it still takes us by surprise when we are live and loaded. Welcome everybody to...
We're live on YouTube at least.
We're live on YouTube. Welcome YouTube. I believe we're going to be also live on Facebook. Okay,
yeah.
So if you are on YouTube, hello. Facebook, welcome in a sec. Probably won't hear this. But
Lucky this is not the important part.
No. So I'm like, I was going to set it up obviously for the YouTube audience, but I'm like, probably then I'm going to have to redo it for Facebook. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to just, I don't know. We're going to kill some time, kill some air here while we get onto Facebook.
Can you tell this is live?
Oh, I mean, I think that people can tell it's very live. It's never been liver in the whole time that we have done this on a Thursday morning.
Okay, I think we're live on Facebook as well.
Welcome, Facebook. So we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We are here on a dreary Thursday morning in Austin.
Yeah, very unlike Austin.
Yeah, it's it's been so hot for so long that this is taking us by surprise. But I'm back. I've been away for the last kind of week and a half, bit of a kind of a workish venture.
Yes,
but I couldn't miss this.
No, I mean, you landed like last night and you were like, I'm excited for tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And I can tell the people are seeing the preparation we put into this come to fruition. But you've listened to us babble on for now, a good minute and a half, 2 minutes. I don't know how long this has lasted. Why are we here today? We really wanted to showcase the new upgraded clipping functionality within Capsho. So
yes.
I know when we started this, we did we added it as a new feature within Capsho, the ability to kind of find great short form video clips and then bring them to life, download them so that you could post them onto the platforms that you're on. That was maybe about 2.5, 3 months ago?
I think so, yeah. It was summer of this year.
Yeah.
So, 2.5 months ago.
So obviously that was in Capsho. We did a bit of a demo. We showed you how it all worked. And now we're back. We I guess took a lot of feedback on board. People were using it, had some great things to say, had some improvements that definitely made it a little bit difficult to, almost integrate well into their workflow.
Yeah.
And so as we always do, we love all of that. We listened to the people. We went back, we reimagined certain parts of it, and we have now, kind of, I'd say, an improved workflow in Capsho. So we figured, hey, we better show the people. There's no point them thinking, hey, this is how we have to do it, when it's not. It is all different and hopefully lots more simplified. So I'm going to hand it over to Bona, and she is going to take us through how you get your short form clips now in Capsho.
Absolutely. So I think you hit the nail on the head with the word simplified. So I think what we really want to make clear is what we've decided to do. The feedback we've received is really about kind of how complicated, quote unquote, maybe that editing was for clips. We did obviously identify the clips for you, but we really wanted to make it even easier. So now what you can do is every time you upload a file into Capsho, you go ahead and finish processing it, add your, all of the good stuff like your tone of voice, obviously, your topic, your CTA, all of that stuff. And once the asset dashboard has been created for you, you'll see that it's got a nice and improved new look and feel about it as well. You will see that this little block here has the video clips for social media. So you'll want to go ahead and click on that. If you're generating it for the first time, it will just pop up with a confirmation to say, hey, are you sure you want clips? And then you just say yes. In this example, these are clips from Deidre's conversation with John Lee Dumas, who is one of our keynote speakers for the upcoming virtual summit, which is very exciting.
This is a little sneak peek here.
It is. It's sneak peeks at multiple levels. But yeah, you will see the video clips for social media asset there, and you want to go ahead and edit. And what you'll actually see now, instead of that other pop-up where it takes a little bit of time to load and you find the clips and you clip, and all of that kind of stuff, it will come pre-clipped for you. So as you can see here, these are all clips of JLD because he's the guest and he should have been the one talking. So you'll kind of get anywhere between 3 to maybe 10 clips, really depending on how clippable your content was, because not all of our content is, kind of that way inclined. But it will also depend obviously on the length of the content that you upload. So you'll see here, the clips will be pre-done in that 9:16 format, ready for social media. And you'll get a few things aside from the actual clip itself, which you can of course play and listen to. It will kind of auto sort of like flick between the speaker and the guest and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. You'll get a bit of a one-line synopsis so that you can very quickly quickly remind yourself what the main point of the clip was. I find this really useful. You'll also get the full transcript if you want to kind of quickly skim what was said in the clip. You can obviously listen to it as well. You'll get the duration if you're kind of, being quite hyper-focused about the length of clips you're putting out there. And you can, of course, download the clip ready to post it. Alongside that, we've also listened to our community about what else they need and would like to help them actually post the clip. We obviously are not a publishing platform, but we want to make sure you have everything you need to do what you need to do. So firstly, there is a draft social media post, so the actual written part of the caption that you may want to actually use to post alongside. So even though you get lots of social media content as part of your other text assets inside of Capsho, this is something that is going to be very specific to the clip itself that you can use as a caption to post. And because obviously everyone here is doing marketing, we have also given you for each clip 5 what we call headlines, which are essentially like hooky statements that you could use either to overlay on top of the clip. You could even use it as a caption. You could use it as an email subject line that you're sending the clips out with. Lots of different ways, but essentially they're really good marketing hooks for you to use in any which way that you want to kind of, I guess, further, increase the impact of that particular clip. So I find these even really helpful as ideas for future clips and content as well. So yeah, that's kind of how we've made it super simple. And if you love all of them, you can obviously also just download all clips and then kind of be done with it and get into actually the important part, which is putting it out there and publishing. But yeah, that's our new and improved clipping, I would say. Definitely improved and definitely new.
Yeah. So, I mean, that hopefully broke it down in just a really straightforward way. I'd probably say definitely if you have any questions, like get in touch with us or drop them in the comments. Please
let us know.
Go into Capsho. Let us know if you've used it. I guess it's been now live for a few weeks.
Yeah, gosh, you're right. Yeah, I was going to say, it's been around for a few weeks and we've got good feedback so far.
So it's not like super brand new where it's like, wow, we dropped this like a day ago and we're now here. So a few people might be here watching it going, actually, I've used it. I'm loving it. Let us know. Again, as I said, if you've got any, further feedback, any questions around how to best maximize it, please, again, get in touch with us. Now, we've obviously looked at what's currently in Capsho in terms of the video clips.
Yep.
Now, I think last time we kind of showcased a little bit around what we want to do with images.
Yes, that was a very popular session.
And kind of, I guess, pulling back the curtains a little bit around, what we're working on and how that kind of, is kind of shaping up. We wanted to bring everybody along the journey with us.
Yes.
Now, looking at the output you're getting from the video clips, probably before we even get to what we've been working on is like, is this like the end of the road? Like, can you do more with these, or once you post it, is this done and dusted?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be because, obviously just posting a short form video on social media is in and of itself quite an effort, and I think has its own, purpose. More and more, I think we do find that especially content for social media can have a really limited shelf life, and maybe intentionally so. That's why I think volume is important, and that's why we've almost gone quote unquote backwards or sideways with our clipping feature, because we want to give you just reduced production time, given that the end content does have a lower shelf life, a more limited shelf life. But I think one thing that we were talking about as a team, and also just feedback we've been getting from everyone, not just with clips, but with any of these assets, it's kind of like, can we do more with them? It seems like a bit of a shame and a bit of a waste that they only kind of, the road ends to that point after you publish it in a very vertical way. We're like, okay, this is clipping for social media and this is for my social media audience, and I'm going to post it. And if 100 people see it, that's great. If 1,000 people see it, that's great. But it kind of lives on my TikTok, it lives on my YouTube, it lives on my, my Instagram. Really, one thing that we've been experimenting with is to say, well, even when we just post polls or we post conversation starters, even text-based stuff, how do we make sure that our email list kind of sees it and knows about it as well? Because they could actually be the people that, this is for. So I think one thing that came to mind, especially with the clips, was it's a bit of a shame. These are really great. How can this could be a really great asset to send to our email list, but, by way, in the form of a newsletter.
Yep.
And whether that's something that it triggers them to go and watch the clip on social media, or just gives them the gist of the clip in the email, either way, you're engaging. Again, people, you've already spent time and money on, building your audience. Like you're getting more out of that content.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I know like my mind's been going to, and kind of we hope, like definitely I think people are starting to feel definitely not having a more siloed approach, I guess, to our marketing assets, and how can we I hate saying that word, but cross-pollinate across platforms.
Cross-pollinating across platforms. A lot of P's in that statement.
It's a very corporate word, that word. That's what I think I like it. Yeah, it just feels like,
Bringing
one
out
of those
the old Bona.
synergies, and that's from that world. And I don't,
You know what, I'm going to have to circle back to you on that.
Can we pin this discussion for next time? I'll book a meeting for you for next Monday.
I was out of the corporate world before I had to put a pin in anything. So I love that because, that makes sense, because even before, I guess we're even talking video clips, I think it's funny that I think emails and like emailing about an asset has come up multiple times, I think, in conversations with various, people in our discussions around different kind of aspects of Capsho. Is like, hey, I've just done this great blog. You probably want to email your list that a new blog is up.
Yep.
LinkedIn, if they're following it. But again, to that point, it's like, actually, well, it doesn't matter whether you want the vanity of likes or views on that platform. That's great if they do go there. But a lot of the time is, unless it's truly just, I imagine, sizzle material for awareness, if it is actually delivering value, that's still going to be useful for the people who are either paying you or are on your list who you want to get paying you.
Yes.
Make sure that they can get across what you're doing, because that's the whole purpose of it. So that idea of like, well, you could kind of, let's say in this case, create content for your email newsletter. Challenging, obviously, right now in Capsho, because can't do it.
Yeah.
Right now you upload the episode and you get everything that we kind of give you, which is great. It's a lot there. But right now we can see there's an extension, and people have different use cases, because it's like, well, I want something that you don't want, but you want something else. So to build everything out becomes a real challenge. And we've done that in the past. And again, people are like either overwhelmed, don't need to use half of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, it's not a great experience.
And it's how we've ended up where we have as well, even the assets we currently have, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Even if we rearrange it nicely into an asset dashboard, it is a lot. So I think it's
not
like
everyone is on
that.
every platform.
Exactly.
We've kind of given you the platforms, because hopefully if you're on Instagram, you've got your stuff, but you're not worried about Facebook and LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, great.
Yep.
Don't worry about the other two.
Yeah.
But we have to provide it all there. So what we kind of want to kind of peel back a little bit now is that what we've been working on is the idea of going, well, how can we help Bona get that content to our email list? Now, in the current day and age, you'd probably have to take the content and go to a ChatGPT or whatever your LLM of choice is, and do what you do. We want to bring that inside Capsho. So the idea of going, well, we want to create something that's really customizable, because this is now specific for Bona's use case, and in Ash's Capsho, I don't want any of this. This is not something that I'm going to do.
You're like, ew, emails.
Well, that's it. I can barely get the clips out. I'm that person. I'm happy to get the clips out. I haven't had the time to build my email list. So that's probably going to be what I'm working on. Whereas you've built your email list. So therefore your requirement's very different. So what we are going to now showcase is essentially the ability to now create this asset inside Capsho for Bona. So I'm going to let you, again, take the people through a little bit of a, again, very early version. So this is...
You guys are seeing this literally, I think, so fresh. Like you've been working on this in the last couple of days, basically.
Yes. So this is brand new. This is where we're going
proper alpha stuff
to want to get to. So always, like we did with the images last week, giving a sense of like the flow and what we want the end output to be for people. But obviously what you see on the screen is not what Capsho is going to look like at the end of the day. Yeah. This is just, us mucking around with our ability to, I guess
visualize stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it simple for everyone to kind of look through. So I guess the beauty here is you can kind of see this idea of, well, everyone has a different requirement. How can we kind of take and capture the kind of content? Right? It's like everyone has a request, in this case, Bona needing to tell what is it she wants.
Yeah. So it's almost like describing what I think my main requirement is, which is basically, from the short form video clips, I'd like to, basically be able to create an email newsletter that I can send as a give to my audience.
Exactly. Now, here, just populating a couple of examples. So we're thinking, again, like, sometimes people, you might have two kind of use cases. You either have like an asset that you use all the time. And so
I
that's
just
what
wish Capsho could do this
exactly.
for me.
So you have these, or you might go, hey, this is a great brainchild. Let's go ahead and see what it comes up with. And you might not have examples. So really,
that's optional there.
Kind of there to Bing. So then essentially now what it's going to do is like Capsho is going to think about, well, how do we kind of bring this to life? How do we replicate what you see in your current asset dashboard, but for this customized use case just for you?
Yes.
So you can kind of see.
And we do love this loading screen. It's a hark back to
just old school.
Yeah, I was going to say, what period would this have been?
I don't know. Well before we were ever. Okay, so it's all about it. And you can kind of see here now it's got...
oh my gosh, I've got an email newsletter creator thing.
It's got a little, an asset there. So you click on it. Now it's it's worked out what you need to essentially tell it.
Yes.
Unlike obviously the current Capsho where everything is driven off that upload flow. The cool thing with this is that it broadens it out a little bit. So you've still created something that could be found inside Capsho.
Yep.
Or technically, if you had some old clips, you could still kind of bring it in here without needing it to necessarily upload the content. So it's...
And what I love about this as well is, so I've just copied and pasted the transcripts of the 3 clips. Like you said, obviously Capsho gives me that, but now I'm no longer stuck to one upload. Now these 3 clips are from 3 different uploads. So, this is where some of the feedback we've had now as people move beyond just episodic content is that this is actually going to give you the flexibility to go across as well, which is super exciting. Yep.
So the beauty there is now, obviously in this stage, we are just kind of keeping it to something where, as Bona said, she's found that content across 3 of the different uploads and kind of combined it. In the Capsho world, envisage that being able that obviously if it's inside Capsho, you'll have the ability to go and draw on it because it will be inside, we'll know it, as well as have the ability to add. So you'll have the ability to kind of do what you currently do and call on the information you have already uploaded to Capsho, as well as bring in additional outside content. And I guess with this, what it's done is it's kind of said, hey, actually, I think we need to have some information around the topic, premise, and CTA, which is very similar to what you currently do, to give that ability to produce a really good email newsletter.
Yes.
So you fill that in. It's essentially built that interface for you. You filled it in, and then it's produced an asset.
I love that subject line.
And I think we were talking about ghosting this morning too, which made me laugh straight away. Looking at that, just going...
It's listening there. I was listening. We won't talk about the topic we were discussing this morning, but this is a great subject line.
So now you
love
have
this
as a new asset that you can keep calling upon inside Capsho.
Yes.
Which is for you. This is not in my dashboard. This is now you've been built and essentially it's working in your workflow now.
Yeah, and this is great because, the 3 clips that I had, to be honest, without a lot of context put in there, one was from Kevin Schmidlin talking about, emailing your list and converting them. The other one was from Roberto Blake talking about, knowing your audience really deeply. And then, of course, Stacey Lauren talking about actually, not just broadcasting to your group, but actually having engagement. So it's picked all of those things up. It's given kind of the key things that I asked for, which was a value-based content. And then it's even suggested if I want to, I can embed the video. So structurally, it's done a great job. And now it's obviously then also personalized it to the CTA. So this is awesome.
So
exciting.
Early days in terms of what we're building and working on here. Again, it's obviously in this stage, not editable on the screen. You can kind of see, but imagine within Capsho, it will just function just like all our other assets. So this will pop up. You'll be able to go in there and Bona would be able to, again, if she wanted to, I guess the video embed has been put there so it reminds you to embed at that point.
Yeah.
But let's say you didn't want that reminder, you'd be able to remove that, get it ready, and as I said, edit it with inside Capsho however you like you do all your current assets. So really early days around this, something that we definitely want to bring to life sooner rather than later for all of you. But we thought this would be a perfect chance given that we're showcasing the video clips here and we have had something kind of that we want to work on as well to kind of, peel back the curtains, bring you along the journey and show that, probably one, when you're doing a lot of the assets within Capsho, using them, sometimes it doesn't stop there.
Yep.
So being able to think a little bit more broadly around how you can get bigger bang for buck, I imagine. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And then if that is the case, rather than sending you away to ChatGPT, allowing you to continue to utilize again, the expertise that we bring within all of the other content into all these other use cases for you individually. So the ability to create marketing content however you like.
And we would love your feedback on what this sparks for you. I think I've already given Ash like 3 more use cases that I want to test through this process. Obviously, I have a ton more, but we would love to hear from you what this sparks for you, as how you could see, like what would be the asset that you would create for those of you who do use Capsho, or maybe, you know, update an existing asset in a different way or for a different platform maybe. So we would love to hear from you what you think of what you saw so far. Like I said, literally, I think this is hours old. So, you know, we'll be continuing to tweak this and refine this. Those of you who are a Capshovian, obviously, we'll be starting to make this available as well. So that's super exciting. But yeah, like we said, this is going to be a pretty long journey for us to create a more flexible and a tool, and then ultimately give you the ability to start to build your own tools as well. So all of that's coming, which is very, very exciting. But for now, I think this is the immediate next step, and we're excited for you guys to try it. So if you haven't tried Capsho yet, now is definitely the right time, I think, to get on board as we start to roll some of these features out.
Yes.
So you can do that by heading over to www.capsho.com, and that will give you the ability to start a free trial with us for 14 days. You have 120 minutes to play around with different content that you have, just to see how it works for you. And we're very available to you. So if during that time you have questions on current functionality as well as what we're building, then you can definitely let us know, and we'll be able to help. So this was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, for hopefully people who have been here through it all, completely live today. Everyone would be so used to, and I love the unlive method.
You are a big advocate of the unlive.
And I can't believe we've gone full live with it. And if you're not sure what we're talking about with the unlive method, please get in touch with us. We'd love to kind of talk about that. Ash will send you his book on it.
But yeah, no, that is true. That is true. We had a little blip at the start, but I think we did relatively well.
Well, that regardless of whether we were going on live, that would have still probably been exactly. Oh, maybe who knows? Maybe we would have got rid of that. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, this is our first full end-to-end live.
With me being away, we just went. That recording process was just a little bit too hard, even though we wanted to do it. We wanted to do it. We had it ready to go. We're like,
we did record part of it. I think, if we had a Patreon account, this is where we would make available that recording, where Ash and I did do part of this in the unlive way.
Yes.
And then we decided to scrap it at the end of at the last minute and just go, okay, you know what? Have faith.
Full live.
Go full live. And I don't know if I would do this all the time, but once in a while, I think it's good.
Well, that's why the beauty of the unlive method right there. You've proven it that, like, look, it was fun, exhilarating, but having some extra kind of control or just knowing that certain parts are ready to go is the beauty of the unlive method. So
it
again,
really is.
If everything we're saying right now means nothing to you, get in touch with us. We'd love to kind of share what the methodology is around going live and unlive at the same time. But we've been live today the whole time. You've seen us in the same outfits.
The same outfits. We haven't surprised ourselves seeing us on screen.
No, that's
and we haven't thrown to ourselves and back.
Yeah,
so.
That was the unfortunate. I do like that. But we probably, and I think we're going to wrap this one. Maybe people love us going live because we've definitely shortened this compared to when we have more time.
Yes,
we draw
that is
out.
true. Yeah, we did really well on time as well.
Might have just been the nature of what we were showcasing today. But we'll be back in a fortnight.
Mm-hmm. That's 2 weeks for Americans.
Sorry, yes.
Yep.
Bi-weekly.
Just have to be, every 2 weeks. We're here every 2 weeks.
And I'm not even sure what we're going to be doing.
No, we haven't decided yet.
It'll be our pre-Thanksgiving show, I believe.
Oh my gosh, is it Thanksgiving in 2 weeks?
Well, close. I mean, I think it's the next show before Thanksgiving.
Oh, got you. Yes.
We'll have one more.
So we'll have an update on what we're doing for Thanksgiving, food-wise, because we always have a themed Thanksgiving, don't we? As orphans who, I guess we've really only started celebrating Thanksgiving since being in Australia, but we're not actual
orphans.
Being
in the US?
Oh, in the US, yes. Australians in the US.
Yeah. This will be our 5th one? 5th Thanksgiving.
Wow. Okay. Yes. So we've always had themes. So we'll share what the theme this year is going to be for the menu, which is the most important thing. But in terms of the content of what we're actually covering, we haven't decided that yet. And if you have any feedback or any requests, please do let us know.
If there's something in particular you want to see, let us know. We'll take that under consideration and potentially bring it. I mean, again, it's just the timing. Can we kind of put something together in that 2 weeks? But at least then that puts on the roadmap to what we will essentially bring to you, because that's, we want this to be useful to add value. So
exactly.
Yeah, let us know. I think so. We've had so many CTAs here. We've let us know about what you want to see, the type of content you might want to create within the new kind of create new asset feature within Capsho.
Yep.
And a last one. What's your favorite Thanksgiving recipe?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because that would help us plan it as well.
Have
I
I
think
broken all the rules here and just asking people to do way too much?
probably, but they're good. They're fun CTAs, and try Capsho. That's another one
And
too.
100% try Capsho. That's a given. Or continue using Capsho. But let's
We're
get
going to
out
get
of
out
here.
here. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you in a fortnight's time in 2 weeks with our pre-Thanksgiving show.
Bye.
See you then.